Thank you. It is so incredible to be with you here today. Yes, we were just in Iraq last week, and you know what was so interesting was it was one of our biggest trips of the year, aside from our medical trip. And so we took this giant team, and the week before we were leaving, everything happened in Israel. And I was waiting with my group chat. I was like, okay, we're going to see if anybody, gets nervous and drops out. And the first text that I saw come through on our group chat was, "This makes me want to bring the gospel even more." And I was like, all right, we got the right team. Yes, because they said even more worship, even more prayer, even more light and joy of Jesus. This is what we're going with, even more. And they're getting texts from friends and family like, "Oh, you certainly didn't go to Iraq in the midst of all this, did you?" They're like, "We're here right now. Let's take a selfie." Because they were the type of people, just like you are, sitting here who had been activated, who heard about what was going on in the Middle East, what the Lord is doing in the Middle East. We see that Iraq has more biblical history than any other nation aside from Israel. It is over and over and over again in the Word. There is promise. The largest revival in Nineveh, we're just about 30 miles away from that with our kingdom base in the Middle East. We saw so many testimonies and so many things. So I am the missions coordinator with Light of Candle. I'm also our project director for our Middle East team, help launch our long-term teams out there. But what's incredible about short-term teams, people think like, oh, is there really anything we can do on these 10 to 14 day trips? Do we make an impact? Just like Peter was telling you, that Turkey earthquake relief trip, that was a short-term trip that is impacting people for the rest of their lives, even into eternity. And for Iraq, we just had a special team. So back in April, we had a house visit. So we like to do house visits where we sit over tea and chat with these families and hear their stories. Many of them are Syrian refugees from the war. And we sit with them and we build relationship. And that is what opens the door for the gospel. And when we were on this house visit, one of our team members was sharing about the gospel and about Jesus. And these women were like, it sounds great, but I'm just not sure yet. And our team member was like, okay, I'm going to be back in October. We're going to talk again. And they're like, yeah, people always say that. Okay. Last week, it was our very last house visit of the week, and this team member took a couple of other people, and she went back to that house and visited with that woman and her mother-in-law, and they came to know the Lord just last week. It is so incredible, you guys. So short-term missions does make an impact. It does make an impact for eternity. So if you're wondering, what does global missions look like? Certainly everybody's heard the gospel. They haven't. There are millions and millions of unreached, unengaged people groups, and they are just waiting to hear the gospel. The harvest is so ripe, and we are praying for laborers, and we are sending out long-term workers to raise up the underground church in Iraq. We know that the underground church in Iran is the fastest growing right now, and it's growing led by young teenage women. It is incredible. These people are hungry, and it doesn't take, these equipped, well-trained, discipled people that have gone to the seminaries and the things like this. It takes the people who have been discipled by those who are hungry and thirsting for righteousness. And we have our kingdom base in the Middle East. Now I want to show you a little bit, our Middle East vision video of what we have going on there right now.
What is God doing in the Middle East right now? Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland."
We know how the media portrays the Middle East, but we need to see this region through the Father's eyes. We see the narrative of intentional love and the pursuit of a Heavenly Father who loves this region with a consuming passion.
Jesus cared for people not only by meeting their spiritual needs, but also their physical needs. With this as our model, we have been seeing incredible fruit that even our translators can see.
Seeing you guys providing every hope and all the energy and smiles and happiness and all the kindness that you have in your heart for all those children, watching you providing it with a selflessness and all the goodness that you have in your heart, it has been a pleasure. Actually, I can't describe, like, I don't have words like to describe the good, like, the kindness and the beautifulness that you have provided. It means a lot for me, like, personally. Yeah, I see light in you all. I've seen the light of you, like the light of God that's reflecting on you, that you are reflecting it to the children.
As new believers are coming to Jesus in numbers like we've never seen before, we must answer their need for bold discipleship and loving community. New believers are often turned away from churches due to fear of retribution, but we are welcoming them in as our brothers and sisters with joy.
God has been building a kingdom base in the Middle East for the last 7 years through our long and short-term teams founded on worship and prayer to raise up and resource the underground church in the Middle East, which is growing like wildfire.
Continuing our history of relationship and ongoing discipleship, we're seeing believers raised up to not only serve their community, but to be sent out across the 1040 window to shine the light and love of Jesus.
We are all called to usher in the kingdom harvest, whether you partner financially, get on a plane and come with us, or most importantly, pray and worship over the nations. Jesus is glorified in your obedience to the Great Commission. Join the story that God is writing right now.
You get in Arabic. Hey guys,
That video is so special. At the end, you'll hear them singing, I've decided to follow Jesus in Arabic. We had just organized a rafting trip for our team, and it was a great cover for being able to bring in a busload of new Syrian believers to get baptized at the river, because what you don't understand is when they get baptized, they have to do it in secret, and they have to do it in a basement or in a closed room, and it's a special time for them. It's a huge step in their faith. It is something that can literally get them killed. And so they're doing this in basements, and they're doing it on roofs at night with covers over the roof. And so it's very secretive, and it's a special time for them, but it's so secretive. But that got to be such a huge celebration because we got to go to the river and we were singing and we were all joining together, and it was just the most special time. It was so beautiful. So the Lord is on the move in the Middle East, and we have a team on the ground who is giving their lives that when 14 rockets over the last 2 weeks have landed near our base, that they said, yeah, we're hearing from all of our friends who are here at other organizations that they have their exit plan. They know what they're going to do to get out. They said, we have our staying plan. We're staying here. We're not going anywhere. The Lord called us here. Why would we leave when it gets hard? That's why he called us here. And so we have a team on the ground, and they wish that they could be here. I'll show you this video in just a second. They wish they could be here, but prophetically enough, they just had their 5th baby in Iraq. They just gave birth last week, just a week ago now. They had their 5th baby over there, and they are seeing that as a new birth of a new season in Iraq of what the Lord is doing and how they can partner with him for what he is doing in Iraq. So they have staying power, like Sean likes to call them. They are gangsters. They are having babies in the Middle East. I don't know how much of us are brave enough to do that, but they're having babies over there, and they are planting their family and really creating a culture of relationship and discipleship and training week in and week out, doing worship and Bible study and training. We're about to send out Heather. She's over here. We want you to meet her afterwards over at our merch table. She's launching out soon, and it is just an incredible time to partner with what the Lord's doing in the Middle East. So I'm going to show you that video of Derek and them in Iraq right now.
Hey guys, Derek and Elizabeth here with our new baby born boy, Micaiah Oliver. Truly a son of promise to us. We've had his name picked out for over 5 years from when we had our firstborn boy, Asher. And we've had 3 girls since our firstborn boy, and so having him is such a gift from God and really prophetic to the season that we're in as we birth the ministry here in Iraq. We're so excited that you guys would consider partnering with us and joining the story that God is writing for our personal life, but also for the life and ministry of Light a Candle here in Kurdistan. So thank you guys. We're so sorry we couldn't be there, but we are honestly we're so happy to be here enjoying the gift that our son is in this time. So we bless you guys, and a final word from my wife, Elizabeth.
Yeah, just grace and peace be with all of you guys, and thank you for meeting us in your hearts and your prayers while we're over here as well.
Bless you.
Yes, so good. So they wish they could be here with us, but please keep them in your prayers. A lot of people ask us, they're like, so what is Light a Candle? Is it a child sponsorship program? Is it short-term missions? Is it a long-term mission space? Yes, it is all of those things. It is answering the call to go to the hardest and darkest places with the light and love of Jesus. And one of the ways that we do it is through worship and prayer. And so our friend Pratap is going to sing a song in Telugu over us. It's one of your 8 languages. Yeah, amazing. So we're going to sing along with him. I think we'll have the English words on screen, but we're so happy to have him leading this song for us.